LZ LOON, 47th anniversary, June 4th to 6th. Today's June 5th. There were 41 Marines, 41 men killed. There were Charlie Company, Delta Company, H&S Company, and a few Army guys were there. We've got two Delta Company guys here. BC was actually with Delta at the time, and he came into Charlie. A bunch of Charlie Company Loon vets here, including Jack McLean, who wrote the book about it. And we've got one other Delta guy here that we found at Charleston at the 1-4. One more. We got one more.
Yeah, we got.
I'm done, fellas.
I did not know that.
We got Tim Mahalco.
Tim Mahalco. I did not mention. Glad you're here, Tim. Rick Everington is a North Carolina boy, so you know he's close to my heart for me. From Newport down east, we met him in Charleston, South Carolina at the 1-4 Union. He wanted to get up and say a few words on behalf of Delta Company.
Oh, I'm sorry.
To thank the Charlie Company guys, and just to thank Harold for this. To be honest with you, I don't think the Delta Company guys get together like this, and he's wanting me to film this to show the Delta Company guys what can happen if they could get together like this. So, Rick,
All Delta Company needs is a Byron Moore.
Hello, Semper Fi.
Semper Fi.
My name is Richard Everington, 0331. I was Delta Company, 1-4. I arrived in April '68 and left in '69. So Charlie Company is our sister company, and we ran across each other a lot. And I just wanted to remember everybody that was, of course, in Vietnam for the struggle, but especially our guys that were there on June 6th, our personal D-Day. Now, there were other battles that were just as fierce and everything, you know, but for the longest time, I never thought that anybody even remembered LZ LOON. But thanks to Jack McLean, they do remember. And I think that's important. And I wanted to present Delta Companies presenting this. Jack McLean, and we have another one exactly like it we're presenting to Harold. And it shows one thing really quick.
No, you weren't.
And if there's anything that bothers me more, I don't know what it is, but sometimes you'll hear, say you'll be watching the news and some reporter will say, yeah, and we lost the Vietnam War, so on and so on. And it'd be like they're talking about losing a game from a football, you know, like deal. And it's like, what? But I just wanted to reiterate that, you know, as we all know, the war was not lost.
No.
Amen.
Amen.
The war was not lost. We did not. There was no war.
Brother.
There was no.
Yay!
What we were there doing shows on our battalion shield. We were the Green Dragons, and it shows we were protecting the pagoda. Everywhere in Asia where 1-4 went, we were always on a protection, or we were like trying to like save people. That's what we were really about. That's what Vietnam was really about.
Amen, brother.
Forget. There was a lot of Marines and other services that paid the price to try to save Asia. We did end up saving a lot of it, but to hear people say we lost the war, it just makes me angry. But we did win the Cold War, which this is part of the Cold War. So we did win.
Yeah, we did.
We won the biggest win.
Yep.
The guys on Loon helped.
Yes, sir.
When the Communist Party in Russia imploded, the boys in Loon helped. Everybody in the wall was part of that win, and we did win. So whenever you think of 1-4, remember, we were the Green Dragons, and we were protecting.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen.
I'll treasure that for the rest of my life. God bless.
Thank you for the book.
God bless you. Zipper five. We talk, we get together as Charlie Company and we talk, and Loon comes up 47 years ago today, 47 years ago yesterday, today, and tomorrow. 47 years, 41 kids, boys, pretty evenly divided between Charlie and Delta Company. Let that not be forgotten. Addition probably 6-8 guys from H&S who were 81 mortars, who were in the helicopter crash on Loon, that got separated from us, and 3, forgive the expression, poor fucks from the Army that got stuck dropping in a bulldozer that day and never got out. I wanted to read just one very fast passage from Loon about the morning of June 6th, when it's the beginning of the book, and it comes back in the middle of the book when I talk about the battle. But I think it's important to getting chills. To think about the situation that Delta Company was in that morning. And yes, Sergeant Brazier went down to lead the group to go over and gather up the dead we'd left the day before, Tom Morrissey, Joe Klein, and many others, and reconnect with the people that were stranded. Yeah. But when the firefight broke out, I mean, when the real no bullshit, this is what you're in the Marine Corps for, firefight broke out, it was on the Delta Company lines. And I thank God every day it wasn't on the Charlie Company lines, but it was, we were in a perimeter around this place we'd all consolidated to. It was on the Delta Company lines. So this was basically radio contact between Belnegron and his different units he was connecting, trying to figure out what was going on that morning right after Sergeant Brazier was killed, and all hell broke loose. Charlie 6 is Charlie 3, over. It was the voice of 3rd Platoon radio operator Mitchell calling again from LZ Loon across the ravine. "This is 6, go," replied Terry Tillery, Skipper's radio operator, you know. 3, this is 6 actual, do you read me over? Roger that, Skipper. Mitchell was out of breath and scared. 3, can you give me the grid coordinates? Give me some numbers so I can lay some lumber on them. With that, 2 more 122mm rockets screamed over the perimeter, followed by a volley of incoming grenades, mortars, small arms fire. The ground attack had begun. "Here they come," someone screamed. "Gooks in the perimeter," came the cry from the 2nd Platoon lines. "Gooks in the perimeter," came the cry now from the Delta Company lines. Delta Marines were engaged in hand-to-hand combat with the enemy. Negron, observing the assault, looked calmly at John Camacho, the artillery forward observer, and gave the sullen nod. "Do it. Do it now." Camacho picked up his handset, called the rear. Negron then turned to Tillery and said, "Pass the word, get everybody in a hole. Now." "All stations on this net, this is Charlie 6, Tillery advised. "Be advised, we're calling them in on us. Repeat, calling them in on us. Pass the word, get down now. Over." Negron, Camacho, and Tillery slid into a small command bunker they dug out the night before. Had there been time, they'd have dug it a mile deeper. Minutes passed. Camacho got the final confirmation of the artillery bombardment on the way. from the rear, and eschewing the radio yelled, "On the way!" Leapt back into the bunker, around the perimeter, and from hole to hole came the cries of, "On the way! Fire in the hole!" At once we all got small. Camacho, on Negron's order, had instructed our supporting artillery to fire directly onto our position, and we prayed like hell that none of the rounds fell directly into any of our fighting holes. We had little choice. The NVA had broken through our lines in several places and were now inside our perimeter. The following seconds passed in near silence, but for the sporadic crackle of AK-47 rifle fire. Then it came. The air at once was filled with exploding artillery, flying shrapnel, and screaming boys. Their boys. The artillery airburst, ordered by Camacho, caught the enemy in the open. Instead of exploding on impact, the artillery had been fused to ignite in the air above the battlefield. It was a slaughter. With the last explosion, we leapt from our safety of our holes, reinforced the lines to ensure that every NVA soldier who had penetrated the perimeter was dead. They were scattered everywhere. They were all very dead. It was June 6, 1968. There's Delta Company, H&S Company, Charlie Company, and 3 poor fucks from the United States Army.
God bless you, dude.